So in my last video, we set up Seerr, giving family and friends easy ways to request movies and TV shows. But once I finished that setup, I ran into another problem. My media server had become a collection of tabs. One for Sonarr, one for Radarr, another for Prowlarr, and qBittorrent, Plex, Seerr. And every time I wanted to check something, I was bouncing back and forth between different windows, trying to find what I was looking for. So naturally, I started looking for another solution. That's when I came across Arr Dashboard. At first, I just assumed this was another homepage with shortcuts you had to add and everything. But after spending a little bit of time with it and looking into it, I realized it's a whole lot more than that. It actually gives you a central place to monitor your media server, manage requests, search your indexers, keep an eye on downloads, automate maintenance tasks, and even clean up your entire library. So today, I'm going to show you how to install it and connect all your Arr apps and take a tour of the features, and I'll show you what I think is really nice. I'm going to be installing this on Unraid. After the installation process is done, pretty much everything else after that works for any system out there. So if you're not on Unraid, hold tight. We'll get it installed real quick, and then we'll get into the features. All right, so on Unraid, I'm going to go over to my Apps tab. We'll go to the search box, and I'll type in Arr Dashboard. There it is. I'll click Install. The one thing I'm going to check here is to make sure that port 3000 is not in use. I didn't get a notification saying that it was, so I'm assuming it's clear, but we'll check just in case. I'll expand Show Docker Allocations, highlight that port, use the Find feature within the browser, shows 2 results right there. Nothing down below in the allocations, so that port's good and ready to use. There's nothing else in here I need to worry about, so I'm just going to hit Apply and get it installed. We'll let it download, and while that's downloading, why don't you come join us in Discord. It's a pretty great community, lots of people out there, people offering lots of help, so if you have any questions or if you want to just contribute to help other people out, come join us in Discord. I'll leave the link down below. All right, once it's installed, go ahead and hit Done. Now I'm going to go open it up. We'll go over to Docker tab, find it in the list, drop down, Web UI, comes right up. First thing we need to do is create an admin account. Got the option for passkey, password, or OIDC. I'm just using this internally, so I'm just going to do a password. So I'm going to select that tab, username. I'll put in demo for my demo server, put in my super secret password, make sure it's spelled right. It is. Confirm it. Then I'll click Create Admin Account. Helps if you read the directions here. Must include uppercase, lowercase, number, letter, special character. All right, let me do another one. Try that one. There we go. That worked. Whatever system you're installing it on, once it's installed and you log in, the dashboard should look the same. So let's go set it up. Over on the left-hand side, I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom and go down to Settings. Here, under Get Started, you'll see different options. Plex, Sonarr, Radarr, Seerr. Just below that, you'll have Add Service. There's a lot more options here. Sonarr, Radarr, Prowlarr, LiDAR. You can see what they are. Since I have pretty much every one of these, I'm just going to go through and set them up. They're all pretty much the same. So let's start with the first one, Sonarr. Select the Sonarr button down below. The label is whatever you want to name it. I'm just going to call it Sonarr. Keep it simple. Base URL, you put in the URL for your Sonarr server. The default port for Sonarr is 8989. And I will be keeping that as that is what mine is set at. So HTTP, and then the IP of my server, colon, and you said it was 8989. External URL, if you have one available, you can put that in there. On my demo server, I don't have this publicly available, so I'm not going to put one in. But if you did, you just put in your whatever the URL is. API key, let's go grab that. It's going to copy this, open a new tab, paste it in, browse to it, log in. The API key for Sonarr is under Settings, then General, then underneath Security, just a little bit down further, you'll find API key listed. Copy that. We'll go back to the dashboard and paste it in. Let's hit Test Connection. It's successful, so we're good. Tags, if you want to put them in, you can put them in there. It's really all you need to get it going, so go ahead and hit Add Service. And we'll scroll back up and we'll see it under the configured instances. If you have another Sonarr, you just repeat the process. You do the same thing with Radarr, Prowlarr, LiDAR, Radarr. They're all pretty much identical. You just put in the correct information for them. The API key is in the same location. You just go to that application, Settings, General, and then you'll find the API key listed there. So I'm going to pause it real quick here, and I'm going to go populate all that, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I've pretty much got every service configured and connected. There's a couple things I want to point out real quick. For Seerr, it's also under Settings and then General. However, when you go to Settings in Seerr, General is the first thing that comes up. You don't have to go down the side to find it. And the API key is the first field right here. Just copy, paste it in. Second, If you're using Plex, you go to Plex. You can just hit connect with Plex. It's going to come up, wants you to sign in. You sign in, you find your server, you click on it, and it just does the rest for you. It'll automatically grab the API key and throw it in. So that one's really simple. Once you get all your services connected, then what we're going to do is we'll go down the menu on the side here, and we'll talk about the options and what's there. But before we do that, I also wanted to point out with Tatuli here that the API key for that is listed under settings. It's the little gear icon. You'll go to the web interface, and then you'll find the API key listed there. I don't have Tatuli on the demo machine here. Otherwise, I'd show you where it's at. I'd set this up with Plex. If you wanted to set up with Jellyfin, the API key for that, you go up to the avatar icon in the top right corner, I believe. Go to the dashboard, API keys. Then from there, you can just create a new API key, name it Arr Dashboard or whatever you'd like. Hit create, and then just copy it and paste it in. All right, let's go back to the left side, and we'll go through the settings here. First thing we have is dashboard. The dashboard here will show you all the basic information that's being displayed across all those apps. You'll see here I've got 20 actionable items that need attention. Radarr, LiDAR, Sonarr, each one has its own problems, and it shows them all here. Kind of nice to have it all in one interface. You'll see under Sonarr, it's got 6 TV series, 98 missing episodes. Radarr's got 4 movies with 2 missing movies. Prowlarr has 11 indexers, LiDAR has 5, Radarr's 14, and there's nothing in the queue. All right, next down we've got Pulse. Pulse is the kind of the overall pulse of your machine. It's everything that's going on. It shows you all your issues in one place across all the apps. You can see there's 11 critical issues, lists them all out, 9 warnings. So you can go through, view these, correct it, and make everything run a lot smoother. All right, next we've got Key. Key is a central place where you can monitor all of your qBittorrent traffic in one spot. I don't have it installed, so I've got no data here. Next down is Calendar. Calendar is kind of a nice feature. If you have upcoming TV shows, it's going to show them on the calendar here. On my production machine, I've got a lot more TV shows than just 6, and it shows everything here, when they're coming out, when they're releasing. It's kind of a nice little feature. Next down, Statistics. This is all the statistics, the health issues, and the state of all of your apps. You can look at the overview for everything, or you can go app by app and look at each one. Next, we've got Discover. This is a central place where all your users can go and they can request movies and TV shows. This is the Seerr integration side of it. Below that, we have got Library. This is going to show you all of your media in one location. The movies, the TV shows, your music, and your authors. Gives you some insights, how much unwatched media you have, how much space it's using. Next down is Search. Search is a place where you can query any kind of movie, TV show, anything you'd like. You just type it in there. It'll go out and find it, and then you can just click and add it to your queue. Next is Requests. This is where all the requested media shows up. If your users have requested TV shows, movies, whatever the case may be, it's going to show up here. You can manage it all, approve, deny, that kind of stuff. Next down, Hunting. Now this is one of the really neat features. For those of you that used Huntarr in the past and know the security issues that came along with it, you'll know why I don't recommend Huntarr anymore. But it's nice to see that this has a hunting ability built into it. I did do some research, and from what I found is this is not Huntarr integrated. It's its own thing. It doesn't have the security issues. It should be safe to use. It does the same thing. It hunts and searches for missing media across your libraries and helps to fill in the gaps. It's a pretty awesome feature. This one feature alone is enough to install Arr Dashboard. All right, next is Queue Cleaner. This automatically cleans stuck, failed, and slow downloads from your Sonarr and Radarr queues. Another great feature, this thing will clean up stuff that is broken, didn't download correctly, wasn't actually a movie file or a TV show. I love this part of it because it takes a lot of the manual labor of going through, check and make sure, failed downloads, cleaning it up, re-requesting them, that kind of stuff. Gets rid of all of that. That being said, another nice feature is Cleanup. Cleanup's going to automatically clean up your library files based on certain rules that you'd set up. Does have the option to have a dry run mode, which is awesome. You can set up these rules, test it out before it actually just goes through and deletes stuff that you didn't expect it to delete. But if you've got users that are requesting media and after a month they haven't watched it, you can set up a rule so that it'll automatically go and delete that stuff out, freeing up space for you for new content for your other users. It's got cross-seeding ability. If you have Key set up, then you can get a view of the graphs of all of the cross-seeding information, all the stuff that's going on. Speaking of Key activity shows you the key activity of the application. Auto Tagger. This applies tags to Sonarr and Radarr based on different criteria. As you can see here, genre, year, codec, watch state, and more. And as far as label sync goes, it has that option. You can auto apply tags and labels across or within different services. History allows you to review recent download activity from all of the instances that you've got. You'll see here it says 69 events are tracked on my system. Since this is my demo machine, it doesn't actually go out and grab any information. That's why everything is 0. All right, next is indexers. Here you can view and test all of your indexers. You'll see the health status of them. Hit test, goes out, tests it. And the last item down here is trash guides. This allows you to search and import different trash templates right into all of your systems. It's really kind of a fantastic feature. It's just built in. You can search for templates. You can use the predefined ones above, go through and kind of make your own. Like I said, Arr Dashboard is kind of a central location. It pretty much covers everything in the whole Arr ecosystem. Radarr, Sonarr, Prowlarr, trash guides, pretty much everything that you'd need is in one location. It's a really fantastic tool. I'm really kind of liking this thing. Under settings, you not only have the services that you can set up, you also have tags, accounts, authentication, the appearance of it, backups, notifications, and system preferences. When I first installed Arr Dashboard, I really kind of expected it to be just another dashboard where you got to plug in all your apps and you have a dashboard, you can go click on them to open them up. Instead, I found it's an entire media center, basically. It handles everything all in one spot. It's kind of nice. I found that Arr Dashboard gives me one place to monitor everything. What's happening on the media server, manage requests, search for new content, keep an eye on downloads, even automate maintenance tasks that I used to do all manually. If you're already running Sonarr, Radarr, Prowlarr, Seerr, and a download client, I think Arr Dashboard is definitely worth checking out. And if you missed my Seerr setup guide, I'll link that up here. That way you can go get that set up because I think these two really work well together. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.